Welcome back, Walk Watchers, and welcome to the Dungonal Reservoir and Dam. A dam completed in the 1970s. It's run by the Water Service. It's 250 metres long, it's 25 metres high, and it services the Garron Plateau area. About 11,000 customers all told. But the Reservoir and Loch car park is our starting point because we're going to Midhill via Colin Top and Glenariff Forest Park, which you can see here off to our left. Now, Glenariff is an amazing forest park, but it is a plantation forest, so there's plenty of spruce and stuff like that, which is a bit uninteresting. But the real gems are down the waterfalls and in the glen itself. Now, thank you so much for watching our video today, but if you haven't clicked the subscribe button and hit that wee bell, then hit this wee button over here in the corner underneath the arrow, because that will subscribe you to the channel. Go on, you might as well, it's free. So Uel and I really only touched the end of the Glenariff Forest Park. In fact, we're just crossing the glen here and heading up the Inver River. And here we are at the other side of the glen now, looking back across at the forest park. Super lovely wee waterfalls, wee pools and rills, just beautiful. Follow the river, Uel.
Follow the river, so
yeah, that kind of direction up around this. Maybe go up, Uel, a wee bit and get out of the dump stuff. That's where we're going. That top there.
But even at that.
But there's two in between us.
But
look at this, Uel. Now, from that water monitoring station there is an access road which we were following towards Colin Top. You can see exactly where we're going, actually. That's really good. Yep. So up to that cairn,
yep,
really pimple on the top, along the back of that forest, and along to that's Midhill out there, and this is Colin Top or Colin Top, I'm not sure. And then we're back down that ridge, and it takes us down to the loch.
Good, excellent.
It's great.
It's nice to see ahead of you where you're going.
Isn't it nice?
And it's not a, oh my goodness.
No. So we're aiming in the right direction. We're going up to that height.
Okay, and then
up there, and then across. She's going to take us along the ridge. The Garron Plateau is an ASSI.
Okay.
So this is a peat bog.
What is that?
The Garron Plateau is an extremely important habitat and site, not just as a bog and peatland, but as part of the local river catchment, and it plays host to a range of biodiversity, including the golden plover and red grouse. Well, hello, Walk Watchers. So we are now up just below Colin Top or Colin Top. I'm still not sure what to call it. But we're just crossing a big bog here. We're just crossing the Garron Plateau, and we're heading up. We're going to cross what looks like a wee stream, and then we're heading up onto the ridge, up onto Colin Top or Colin Top. And then on beyond that, we can see even from here, I don't know if I spin round, you can maybe see it. Yeah, way off in the distance there is Midhill, and that's our destination today before we drop back down to Dungonal Loch. We were quite shocked at the weather because we expected it to be cold, but you can see I've got my sleeves rolled up. It's pretty warm today, but then there is a lovely blanket of cloud over us, so maybe that's what's keeping the heat in. So anyway, follow along for the journey. So, is there? Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. Oh, big hole. So our route was taking us up onto this higher ground, aiming towards the Colin top. But just look at these views over to Slave na Ní there. And of course the county high point itself, Troston at 550, Glenariff, and then down the glen itself and out to the ocean. Just beautiful views. This autumnal day was so full of colour, it was just beautiful. I was just about to say, then it was just a matter of following the fence up to the top. But just look at this ground. It's just saturated with water, soaking wet, waterlogged, just boggy the whole way to the top. Uel certainly ended up with wet socks. And here it is then, our first peak of the day, Colin Top. Wow! So we're going over there. Right, let's get lunch. Let's do lunch. Now once we had our lunch then we were going to be heading along the edge of the forest over to Mid Hill. You can see the forest edge there. Now there's a little memorial cross here for a tragedy that happened on Colin Top in 1907. 5 young guys, sons of farmers, headed out on a hunting expedition and 3 of them got lost in low cloud and unfortunately lost their lives. Well, we are nearly home. We've come off Colin Top, we had our lunch up there and we're now on our way to Mid Hill. And then it's just over the other side and down to the reservoir and that's us back to the van.
Get some dry socks.
Dry socks. It has been extremely rough ground, and just boggy the whole way, like up over your ankle boggy.
Yeah.
So, but then that's what we expected from the glens of Antrim.
It
is just
dry socks in the van.
Boggy.
Yeah.
You know, every step is an adventure. You're just not sure what you're stepping into next. But you know what? We've had some amazing weather. We're roasted today. Expected it to be about 3 degrees. It is cold up on the top, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
When you're sitting around for a while, it is very cold, but
once you get moving, it's okay.
Roasting. I'm gonna have to take this fleece off, but then I'm scared it'll be too cold. You know, it's one of those in between days. But the weather has been beautiful. The clouds have pulled back a wee bit now, which has been nice. So we're getting beautiful light now. Sunset is about 4:15, so we need to get a wiggle on here as we get up and over. But at least we're in line of sight now for the reservoir. So, come on, let's go. So where we had recorded that little piece was on a fence corner, and our route, it was just simply to follow the fence up and over Mid Hill and down to the loch. Pretty straightforward. The only difficulty was that the ground had given way to sort of a heathland. It was sort of grassy and lots of big clumps of heather. Really difficult to walk in. Right, so there's the burn below us. So we want to cross that. This is the Red Sea.
Oh yeah.
That big red thing. Thank goodness. Whoa. There's a hole there.
Did I mention that it was hard to walk in this?
No, this has been great. I've really enjoyed this. It's been a real challenge, which has been good. Yeah, 100%. And it's completely different terrain to anything that we've done before. You know, whereas normally in the Mourns or even some of the county high points that we've done, it's all been a mountain or a series of mountains with peaks, you know, to cross. Whereas this, although it has had the 2 peaks, is very much about the lowland in between.
That's us finishing the loop then. We're back down to Dungonal Reservoir, Dungonal Loch, and all we have to do is walk across the dam and back to the car park where the van is parked. This then has been the Walk Watchers walk of Colin Top and Mid Hill in the Antrim Hills, so why don't you get your boots on, go outside and go exploring, and I'll see you again next time.